Well, he must have kicked you when he came up behind, 'cause the party was woken by the sound of you crying. And the feeling I got was something more than a feeling that you gave.
We ended up there originally to record an album, second album anyway, and we saw a piece on the TV about this place in Mostar called the Pavarotti Music Centre, where they were going to put a new recording studio in. Mark, the drummer, just went, "Let's go there."
You come from Dublin, it's where you spent all your life, and then off you go to somewhere like that, which just is filled full of people who've been through so much, have come out being something very special.
This is my house, it's where I was born, and I won't come out for fear I'll get torn.
When we went and we met the people and you see how they're dealing with being through a war, it's unbelievable, and it really does a lot for you.
And there is somebody who tries to keep you all the time. You can cry, you can scare, nothing else, you know. We not lose soul. And we try by night to visit each other. And then we try for the moment to forget the war and all the struggles. And we try to laugh.
One of the main things that we saw there, because of where we stayed, just right beside where there's a bus that's kind of sitting on its side, and it's in an area that's all blown to pieces. It was actually on the front line during the war, and this bus is blown to pieces, and it just has care written on it.
Because of construction delays with the music centre and some other difficulties we had when we arrived on the ground, we didn't actually end up recording anything at all as we'd planned to. You know, for a bunch of guys that had never been exposed to that kind of thing before, you know, the aftermath of war and the horror, the stories, and to see how people were, you know, so positive about cleaning up and getting on with their lives.
11 years old, same age as me, 1916. Weird.
We reacted the only way I think we knew how, given what we saw, which was with humour.
My God, it's the Lepretian! What'd you say? God damn it, it's a Lepretian! Oh, top of the morning to you. Yoo-hoo! What do you mean? I was kidding.
Can you believe I'm in a car with this man? Whoa, I didn't like that. 50 seconds to show what Mark has done to the hire car.
It wasn't my fault.
It was all this man's fault. Check it out, folks. You can all laugh yourself stupid at this at home.
Alright, they've seen enough.
You haven't seen enough.
Since I'm falling up, catching when he's drinking from my cup. Could have been light, could have been easier to do. But it's like a party game, it's like a party game. It's not gonna see that day. It's like a party
Number one. We've come here recording it in Sun Studios, Dublin.
See? Oh shit, man. Sorry. Just I couldn't get any volume out of that fucking thing, and now that is split the head out.
I remember being younger, sort of walking past and hearing all these bands playing and coming out from the ventilation shaft outside the studio. I could say the album we pre-produced in Bosnia just by sitting around talking about it in such a wacky atmosphere.
Water came and saw me holding back for someone. Water came and saw me holding on for someone.
While we were in Bosnia, we met Robin Evans, a music producer. He and his wife, Sam Brown, had built a studio up in a place called the Pathacondi in the Scottish Highlands. He saw us play one night and invited us over to Scotland to record a portion of the record. I'm not sure he entirely knew what he was getting himself into, but...
Life goes on.
Hip. A fucking puff. Right. Stanky. Drinking like a bloody Sheila, mate. One down. Going there. You're one down. Girl. You're one down. Girl, buddy. Who's one up? Sorry, too busy driving. Oh, Carl. Count the fucking car. It's on. It's like a freaking hard button. It's recording, man.
We get on fine, I would say.
I'm going to give you a laugh.
Everybody argues at stages, but
Something happens to that you go, oh, that's good. No, you would. That's
we've been together 7 years, so I think we're doing pretty well with not arguing too much.
This might feel strange, but it's bringing us closer in touch. Spending nights thinking what.
What's going on?
We went to this studio in Scotland, in this old schoolhouse in the middle of nowhere in the Highlands.
Hey, I knew for sure that you knew the wild way. It's sorta mean cause it's not my style. Hey, they kinda craving, so they come when they know that it's all on show now. And I just
How are the sheep then, mate?
Hey? Hey?
Missing them, are we?
up and you knew what I could not do. It took some time to make you feel this way, so listen, girl. Hey, and hear what I'm saying. This might feel strange, but it's bringing us closer.
Morning, Carl.
Fuck off. Do one. Oi. Fuck off. Do one. Man, don't touch that. We stroked that.
We arrived there and there was this girl there. Her name is Claire, and she's all over this record. She's the king, and she played on just about every song, I believe. She played like keyboards all over this. She did backing vocals, she did drum loops, she did loads of stuff, and she's the king. And it was one of the coolest things that has happened to us in a long time.
It was a guy called Robin Evans who they met in Bosnia, who is married to Sam Brown, who owns a studio there. And he heard the Mary Janes said they were great, so come up to Scotland and do some work. And I was there working with Sam, because I worked with Sam as well, and doing my own stuff, and then they showed up.
We wanted to do Friends again, but we went through this big dilemma of whether we'd do it again and this kind of thing. And we went up to Scotland and met Claire and just kind of did it for the laugh. It turned into this, and it's my favourite.
Did a few loops. Oh yeah, got a solo on it, didn't I? Oh, lucky girl I am, I got a solo, yeah.
Cause I appreciate your talent, but fucking do one. Take smiles, take charms, complete in your arms. Accidents and broken heels and monster magic feet will go out, come in, the decision is to sin. We'll trace horse flies and bottle tops, they're equal to your grin. But something changed your mind last night, you backed down your sin. And people kissing and twinkle too, feeling all in control. Centurion, you make me weak. You slither back and forth. So on out like and travel in an unprotruding wall. Oh come, somebody, and show us where you live. Well, not as sloppy as you think, and how much can you give? Centurion, you make me weak. Back and forth.
My dad used to play Elvis for me all the time, and I'm just the biggest Elvis fan in the world basically, so when I was about 3 I wanted to be Elvis, and that's why I became a singer. We've kind of like been this hugely famous band that have never been hugely famous, do you know what I mean? We've always kind of done lots of stuff that loads of people would want to do, but you know, we still seem to be this little band.
whatsoever. Let's get a goat. So we went away for a bit. We started writing our third album.
Mark, this key change here would be like, I think, much better at that tune actually. Like.
Lads?
Well, you could see their fears, it was time for their tears. Oh, the night that they came for you. And when they seen our lives tied up in the skies, and how I wasn't blue. And they come around here with the fake a little fear, try and tell us what to do. But there's no fooling you.